Hello, my name is Marcus Cox, and I'd like to thank you for visiting my website. A little short story, or a long story if you will, about me now that I'm in my 60s. Been through a lot of things. Used to struggle a lot in a lot of different things. Managed to make it into the computer industry back in Silicon Valley, basically out of nowhere. And I remember telling my mom that I couldn't, whatever made her think that I could ever be a software engineer, and I was ready to quit after flunking my first exam, and hung in there. And long story short, I ended up working in Silicon Valley for about 25 years, quite a while, and had a pretty good position at IBM, working in the Santa Cruz Mountains, looking out on the forest and things. But during that time, I'd heard stories about and dreamt about working for myself, working from home, and not having to commute, because commuting in the Bay Area traffic was horrendous, bumper to bumper as far as you can see. But that's just kind of the way it is. And as I got older, it got more and more stressful, and more traffic, and it wasn't fun. And then one year, I guess it's back in '88 or something like that, or '87. I changed departments at IBM, and my manager and everyone in the new department were in a network marketing company, and that was called Excel Communications. And I really didn't know much about network marketing. I didn't pay much attention to it because I had a pretty sweet job and tenure and all that, and made a pretty decent salary as a software engineer. And then that company, I guess they were doing about 500 million that year, and I wasn't paying attention much. But then after a while, I got involved, and we were doing meetings and things, and they were featured on Inc. magazine and all sorts of things, and I mean, everyone in my department, including my boss, was doing it, so I started to get more and more involved. Eventually, after just about over a year, I started to make some pretty interesting money, and focused a lot more, and I was able to actually match my IBM salary at that time. And I took a package because they were doing a lot of downsizing at the time, so I took a package and went full-time in network marketing. That was back in the '80s. It was a great ride, and I used to do hotel meetings every week down in Cupertino, in the Bay Area there, and then we used to go to big events. We had an event at the San Jose Sharks arena where the Sharks play. They're called the Shark Tank, and we had over 20,000 people at that event. And that wasn't a convention, that was a meeting, and that's when we announced 10 cents a minute, which nowadays doesn't mean much, but back then it was a big deal. Anyway, that was great, very heady stuff, and I was really excited and traveling, and we went up to Canada, opened up Canada, and I had a pretty large group, and we were top of the pay plan, and the future looked really great, and it was very exciting. But then at the end there, things got really competitive, and I noticed it got harder and harder to get any customers, and a lot of people in my organization had pretty much quit, and it got pretty dicey. So in order to get paid in Excel at that time, you need to, if you bring in a new representative and they don't get the 2 customers, there's a lot of money that gets left on the table. So long story short, in order to pay our mortgage, my wife Sandra and I, we used to go door to door and try and sell a long distance, and that's not fun. But hey, you got to pay the mortgage and everything. So that was a big wake-up call, trying to do that, and trying to motivate your people to go get customers when it was getting really competitive. So the margins were gone, and finally that company ended up going retail and dumping all of us. There was over 1 million of us, million representatives at that time when they dumped us. And I never thought about that. I mean, I had left a pretty good job at IBM and went full-time in network marketing with stars in my eyes, and yahoo! Woo! So I ended up trying to get back in the job market, which I'd been out of for quite a while, and it was pretty hard. I did manage to finally get a job, and I got involved with another network marketing company, and this time I decided to be smart, because I'm pretty good at gathering customers and pretty smart with VoIP and things like that. So I went for commercial accounts, and I became the top salesman for commercial accounts on VoIP. in that company, that network marketing company, and that pays a lot of money, the big commercial accounts. Well, again, the company did something that I wasn't anticipating. They came out with their own VoIP product, and they dumped the company that I had all my commercial customers on, and they just told me that they couldn't pay me anymore because they're no longer in contract with that company. So there I was with 140 commercial accounts and can't get paid. So that was really rude. Yeah, I'll tell you. And you know, my dream of becoming a full-time network marketer was once again shattered, and it was back to the grindstone. And then the company I was working at, we were supposed to IPO, and we were a startup. And I helped write one of the first BlackBerry activation sites, and you know, it was great, and had stock options, and we're all going to be rich when we IPO'd. The market tanked, and the company that was backing us, Aether Systems, their stock tanked. They were going to buy us. I remember there was just a few of us in a room, 25 of us left of the whole company in a room waiting for that call that never came. And my boss at the time said, you better cash your check immediately or it's probably going to bounce tomorrow. So and that was another rude awakening. Then I was back on the street again, and my network marketing business was basically done because I had invested all my time getting commercial accounts, and that wasn't happening. So I managed to get another job. It gets harder and harder as you get older, I'll tell you. And this time it was a longer commute, and I got involved with another network marketing company. It was a juice company, and they had some really interesting things going on. And they had a Deepak Chopra as a spokesperson, and the founder was a billionaire and had a big reputation, and the future's so bright you got to wear shades again. And I started getting totally absorbed into that again, and I was all pumped and jumped again. And within a matter of a couple of years, I had 7,000 people in my group, and we were in a couple of countries, Mexico being one of them, and we had a couple thousand people down there. Really enjoyed going to Mexico a lot, and we had a time of our life down there. And then they did something similar. They changed the compensation plan. Okay, whew. Man, what a rude awakening. My check went from about 8,000 down to 1,200, and all my leaders left. And I mean, there was no recovering. It was just no. You'll never get the momentum back. It was just ruined. And literally, I almost cry thinking about it, because there were some really, really good people, and you build an organization like that, you get a lot of relationships, and everyone is pretty upset. And once again, I had to go back and do full-time work again in the computer field. And I was, you think I'd quit and give up. These companies doing stuff like that. You'll find in almost every policies and procedures, there's a little clause in there that said that they can terminate you with no notice, or they can go retail within a 30-day notice, and they can change the compensation plan. So once again, I'm just a diehard, relentless network marketing addict. I love it, and I just the concept of making a living helping others is just, there's nothing like it, nothing on the planet. And when things start to go, there's just nothing like it. I'm watching your team flourish and things. It's an amazing business. So it's totally hooked still. And so I got involved with another company, and they were doing really well and got going on that one, and actually wound up qualifying for a brand new Mercedes and going on some exotic trips, 5-star hotels in the Mexican Riviera, and it just felt like we were back again. You know, it's like, wow, we can do it. Here we are again. And they changed the compensation plan. And a week later, I no longer qualified for that Mercedes. So that was, man, I was like just incredible, unbelievable that can happen. But I had actually had a call from a friend of mine about this other company that I'm with now, and they talked about this thing called the Distributor Bill of Rights. And I wasn't, I didn't pay much attention to that at first, but then it started to dawn on me when I went through it, and it said that everything that had happened to me in the past, they couldn't do that. and they wouldn't do that. And they couldn't change a compensation plan. They couldn't terminate you overnight. They couldn't go retail without asking you, basically. They have a founders group. Everybody has to vote on it. And then there was a gentleman, master distributor, his name's Tim Sales. And I've used Tim Sales materials for years, decades, especially his brilliant compensation, and it helped me a lot in my business. And it was really amazing to see that he was the master distributor of this company. And then I met some of the team, got to meet him in person and spend some time with him and go through some of his trainings out there in Park City where he lives, and get to know him, and got to know the corporate team, and wow, what a difference. It just, I mean, it's like a dream come true. It's everything I've always dreamt about is happening. Watching my team flourish, and a couple of them going full-time now, is amazing. I'm here living on a mountainside. I no longer have to commute anymore. Last commute I had was 136 miles through Bay Area traffic. I had a big motorcycle and split traffic and all those crazy things. Not to mention driving in the rain on a motorcycle in highway traffic is very risky. But now I get to work from home here on the hill and help others. And like I used to do, like I said, I did hotel meetings and traveled all over the place. And I much prefer working from home. We do go to webinars and a lot of the newest technologies now. And there's just, oh gosh, there's nothing like it. That's all I can say. It's just a fantastic possibility. And thank you for watching. My name's Marcus, and my nickname is the Mountain Networker because I live up here on the mountain. Hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.